Howdy, I'm Gabby the Clown, and today I'm going to be talking about Fallout. I love Fallout, and I'm so excited to talk about it, and I hope that you will be civil because, I found out recently that the Fallout fandom is not the nicest bunch, so I'm a little scared, but it's okay, I don't really care. Anyway, spoilers for Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, and the Fallout TV show. And also, despite my cartoonish appearance, my channel is not for kids, so if you're under the age of 18, please skedaddle. I do not want you here. Get out! Anyway, let's get into the video. So the earliest I can remember being exposed to the fact that Fallout exists is when I was really little. I walked by my dad playing Fallout 4 on his computer, and he was walking around with Nick Valentine, and I thought Valentine looked really scary, so I was like, oh, what are you playing, Dad? And he was like, oh, this is Fallout, it's like the apocalypse, and he like kind of gave me a little quick rundown of the lore and like explained who Valentine was, and I was like, oh, cool. And then I never really thought about it again until like, how old was I? I think I was like 16, because then my younger brother was playing it, but I was more focused on Skyrim, because I liked Skyrim a lot. And my brother was trying to get me to play Fallout, and for some reason I was like, oh no, I'm okay. Why did I? Oh yeah, I remember why I didn't want to. So a fun fact about me: I am abysmal at shooting games. If like the main weapon that you have to use in the game is a gun, I will probably suck and not enjoy myself because I suck. So for the most part, I kind of avoid games where you have to shoot stuff, because like I said, I'm really bad at it, and I just end up rage quitting most of the time. The one exception before I played Fallout was Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a freaking masterpiece, and you should absolutely play it if you can. But anyway, I was avoiding Fallout because like I was like, I'm gonna level with you, dude. I'm gonna suck at this game, and it's gonna make me mad. I don't want to be mad at this game. And he was like, well, you know, there's mods, right? Like in Skyrim. And I was like, oh yeah. Well, is there like a mod that like makes it so that I can't die? And I said it as a joke, and he was like, yeah, there is actually. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I played Fallout 4 for the first time, and I like immediately was like, oh, this is awesome. So okay, so I didn't play it the correct way. Like I did have an immortality mod, and every time I've played it I always use that, but it's still really fun. Like if I didn't, then I would not have been able to play the game, because I genuinely cannot shoot in a game to save my life. I cannot aim, and it pisses me off. But anyway, yeah, I freaking loved it. I've only played through the full story once, and every other time I've just like made it like a beeline to like whoever my favorite companion is at the time, and then I just kind of wander around like doing whatever I stumble across, and it's really fun because like the Fallout 4 map is so freaking big. Like every time I play it, I find something new, and it's really cool. Whether it's like just like some new landmark I hadn't noticed before, or like an entire quest line, it's so fun. I freaking love it. It feels so. It's so cool, man. It's so cool. And then after I had been playing Fallout 4 for a while and was like super into it and like really attached to like a lot of the characters, my brother was like, hey, do you want to watch the Fallout show? Because he had already watched it with my parents, and I didn't watch it with them for some reason. I don't know why, but I think I was probably at work. Anyway, so he asked me if I wanted to watch it, and I was like, absolutely I do. So we like binged the whole season in like 2 nights, I think, like 2 or 3 nights, and it was so good. It was so good. But after, I'm going to talk about the show later in depth. So this is kind of just like how I got into Fallout to the point where I am into it now. So anyway, after we finished the show, and I was like, oh, that was so cool, dude. He was like, hey, you want to play New Vegas? And I was like, can I? Like, isn't it only on computer? And like, I don't like playing on computers. Like, and he was like, no, I got like, a way to like hook up our PlayStation to the PS3 in my room. And I was like, oh yeah, absolutely, dude. So, so my goal was to beat New Vegas, before I moved, because we had finished watching the show like a couple weeks before I moved. So I only had a couple weeks to play it. And I unfortunately did not succeed in beating it, but I got pretty far and I really enjoyed it. It was so fun. I freaking love Yes Man, so I didn't really get to play it the way that I usually I would play Fallout 4, which is where I kind of just wander around and do the storyline if I feel like it. I was kind of like I was trying to like focus so that I could beat the game before I had to move, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to. There was no way I was going to be able to play it after I moved, because I didn't have a console. But anyway, I was trying to do the Yes Man route because I loved Yes Man. I didn't really know what ending I wanted to do before I met Yes Man, because I didn't know he existed, and I was like, I don't really know, maybe I'll go with the NCR, I don't really know though. It's kind of boring. I was like, but then after I killed Benny, I went over to the little closet where Yes Man is in, and I was like, dude, can I have this guy as a companion? And my brother was like, well, you can't really have him like with you, but you can take over the city with him. And I was like, I want to do that. So that's what I was going for. And I got, what was I doing? Oh yeah, so I got Yes Man into the computer system, and I got the Securitrons underneath the Caesar's Legion people, but I didn't end up finishing the task. I got the Securitrons activated, but I didn't end up taking over New Vegas. I ran out of time, unfortunately. But the brief time that I had with New Vegas was freaking awesome. It was so good, dude. It was so good. I love the kings. I like the story a lot. Like, like how many games are out there where the whole thing is like you're avenging someone's death, but you're avenging your own death. Like you get it opens with you getting shot in the face, and then you like the rest of the game you're just hunting down the guy that shot you in the face, and then after you do that you have to like choose who you're gonna help take over the town, and it's really fun. It's so fun. Yeah, it's great. And yeah, so I've only played 2 Fallout games. I've played New Vegas and Fallout 4. Well, okay, I have played like a little bit of 76. Like I played a little bit of it with my dad and brother, but I don't really have a lot to say about it other than I played it because I played it like one time, and it wasn't terrible. It just wasn't my cup of tea. But yeah, Fallout, woohoo! Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about the TV show, and I know I said spoilers in the beginning, but like now is like big, like actual, like really big spoilers, because I'm gonna be talking about the finale a lot. I have timestamps in the pinned comment if you want to skip to the next bit. Okay, I love all of these characters so much. Not just like the main trio of Cooper, Lucy, and Maximus, but I love Thaddeus. I love Norm. I love Dane. I love the freaking snake oil salesman guy. It's just there's so many there are a lot of characters, but like I love all of them so much and like they're all so unique. And I love them. They're like I love that no character really feels like super like very few characters feel like one-dimensional, and it's great. Like I feel like almost every character feels so human. Like almost no character is just, oh, this is the bad guy. This is the evil bad guy person, and they're nothing but evil. And this is the good guy person who is nothing but good and never does anything wrong ever. Like, I love that. It's perfect. And it's, I'm probably gonna sound like I'm glazing, because I love this show, and I have a tendency to be very, what's the word? Hyperbolic when I'm really into something, but whatever. So, if I had to pick a favorite character, it's honestly really hard, because, like I said, they're all really good, and I like all of them a lot. So, like, between, like, the main three characters of, Maximus, Cooper, and Lucy, it's really hard to pick a favorite. So, like, the obvious answer is Cooper, obviously, because he is, like, arguably, like, the main character, like, because, like, we know the most about him, and he's so interesting, and he's so cool. He's so freaking cool, dude. Oh my gosh. Also, shout out to the show for existing, because if it didn't, I never would have known that Walton Goggins existed. So, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Walton Goggins is really cool. Unless he's done something that I don't know about, but, to my knowledge, he's really cool. And he does such a good job, dude. Like, oh, it's so good. Like, the ghoul is so interesting. He's like, he's a lot, okay, so if you haven't seen Fallout, but you have seen, like, Rango, he kind of reminds me of Rango, but if he was acting like Rattlesnake Jake, if that makes sense. Like, he was an actor, before the bombs fell, and his whole thing currently, at least from my, like, armchair psychology, is that he is kind of coping with all the shit in the world by kind of going into, like, the characters that he played. Like, I'm the tough cowboy guy, and I do what needs to get done, and I don't care. I could be wrong, but that's just kind of the vibe that I've always gotten, is for why he acts like a cowboy. Like, his accent is so exaggerated, it's really funny, because, like, if you, like, in the flashbacks, he does have, like, a southern accent, but it's like a very subtle southern accent. It's kind of just like this. It's not, like, overpowering, but like, when he's talking like the ghoul, he's talking like a cowboy. like your daddy. Shooting folks in the kneecaps and the ass, like, it's so exaggerated, and he's like, but I love it. I freaking love cowboys, so I have no complaints there. But, like, yeah, like, my uneducated psychoanalyzing of him is that the reason he's acting, just leaning so much into the dangerous cowboy is, like, it's kind of like escapism, I guess, is that the word that I'm looking for? I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, it's like his coping mechanism from my perspective. And it's very interesting. And oh, dude, okay. Okay. So, before I watched the season 2 finale, I had made, like, a community post for my theories, and my big one was that Cooper was gonna find his whole goal is finding his family, right? So my, like, fearful guess was that he was going to find his family. I didn't think they were going to be, like, just straight up dead, because I thought that would be kind of lame. No, I thought it was going to be more of a gut punch than that. I thought he was going to find them, but either they were going to be terrified of him, and it was going to be really sad. Maybe Hank put those freaking brainwashing box chip things in their necks so that they didn't remember him and they would be scared of him. Or, like, he was gonna reunite with them and it was gonna be A-okay, happy, but then they die, like, in his arms or whatever, or something like that. Like, it was, anyway, the thesis was, it's not gonna end well. It's gonna be really bad, because I was convinced this man's not gonna have a happy ending. It's not gonna go well. And while we were watching the finale, and he opens up the pods that they were supposed to be in, and they're empty. Like, I was like, I felt like, okay, so I didn't exactly feel my stomach drop because I had been anticipating something bad to happen, and it was kind of just like, yeah, there we go. It was like kind of like a sad acceptance kind of thing. But then you see that little postcard from Barb, like, hey, we're going to Colorado, and like the hopeful music swells in, and Cooper's like, fuck you, Mr. House. I'm gonna go find my family. I know where they are now. And I don't know what the opposite of like your stomach dropping is, but like it was like that. It was like just a wave of pure relief. Like, I'm gonna sound so dramatic here, but so maybe it's just because I was very full of junk. So for the finale, I had made I had attempted to make a Jello cake and Nuka-Cola, and we also had a bunch of other junk food that we had for dinner to celebrate the finale, like kind of like a little dinner party thing. And I was very full of garbage, so maybe that had something to do with it. But I was so relieved that I genuinely thought I was gonna puke for a second. like my stomach was like doing little backflips. It was like just it was like a surge of adrenaline. It was like I got an adrenaline shot or something, dude. It was crazy. Probably because I was full of junk and sugar, but it was. I was so happy, dude. I was so full of joy. I still am. And also, not only that, but also, he and his wife did not fall out of love, and I was so happy about that. Cause, like, in the very beginning of the show, like, at the very first scene of the show, is Cooper, like, at some kid's birthday party. And, like, the dad is like, oh, like, why is Cooper Howard doing kids' birthday parties? Like, probably to pay his alimony checks. And I was like, oh, so he and his wife get divorced. That's sad, because I liked them. I thought they were very cute. And so, even, like, in season 2, like, all of season 2, it felt like it was building up to, oh yeah, they got divorced because of their ideological differences. But then, it's like, no, like, they still love each other, and they tried to, like, save the world. Like, they got the freaking, cold fusion MacGuffin thing away from the bad people, and they gave it to the good people. In their from what they could tell, they were completely wrong, but, they thought that everything was gonna be okay, and they were like, oh yeah, let's get out of here, let's go to Colorado or something, let's just go. But then, Cooper, like, gets a call from Mr. House, and he's like, hey, so just so you know, whatever happens, I didn't do that, that's not my fault. And then Cooper, like, is about to get arrested by the evil government people, and he's like, okay, babe, you just pretend you don't know what's going on, just play dumb. And she's like, no, Cooper, and he's like, no, it's okay, I got this. So they got divorced for appearances, so that the evil government guys wouldn't, like, come kill them, and so that, she and Janie, their daughter, could still go into the vault if the world did end. And I'm so happy, dude. I'm so happy. I am full of joy and hope and whimsy for Cooper Howard. I think he's gonna have a happy ending now. Or at least some form of a happy ending. And maybe that's just me getting overly excited because they weren't dead immediately, but I think that so now I don't think that his family stuff is gonna end badly. Or at least not, like, as badly as I was fearing, before the finale. Because I think it would be really lame if they pulled the same thing twice, if that makes sense. So, like, the whole finale, when he opens their chests and, like, they're not there, you're led to believe that something happened to them, and you're like, oh, well, too bad, buddy. But then they give you hope. And it's like, I feel like it would be really lame if they, like, gave you hope and then pulled it away twice. Like, so, like, we saw their pods before he opens them up, and at least I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna get his family back, and then I was like, oh wait, he's gonna get his family back, and it's gonna be awful, and something bad's gonna happen, oh my gosh. but then he opens them and it's empty. But then there's the little postcard that said that they're going to Colorado. So yeah, I hope I'm making sense, because I feel like I'm just yapping. I mean, that's all I ever do, but I hope I'm coming through. So yeah, maybe I'm just overly hopeful and excited. I'm just riding the high off of they're not immediately. He doesn't have to immediately confront like some horrible thing with his family. And his wife still loves him, and I'm so happy. But yeah, I am hopeful. I am now hopeful for Cooper Howard. I was not for like the entire show. The entire show was like, yeah, this guy is not having a happy ending. Like, but now I am thoroughly convinced that he will, or at least some form of a happy ending. And it's so good. I'm so happy. But yeah, moving on from Cooper Howard, I do, if I have more to say about him, I'll come back, but anyway, Maximus. Okay, so with Maximus, I honestly didn't like Maximus when I first, after the first episode, because I was like, I think it was like the first 1 or 2 episodes, I don't remember the exact amount, but anyway, because like, when I was first watching the show, I was like, kind of convinced he was going to be one of those like kind of like whiny, like stoic kind of emo characters, if that makes sense. Like, I was worried he was going to be like Sasuke, and I don't care for Sasuke. I was really worried he was going to be one of those people like, oh, why did my friend become like a squire? I wanted to be a squire. Like, that's the energy I was getting from him, especially because I was personally convinced that he was responsible for Dane's foot getting mangled. So I was not looking forward to having him as a main character. I was like, oh, I'm not, like, after like the first episode, I looked over to my brother and I was like, I don't really like that one, and he was like, just give it time, and I was like, okay, so I gave it time, and now he is one of my favorite characters. He's not at all what I was worried he was going to be. He is such a dork, and I love him. He's so great. And also, he reminds me a lot of Poe from Star Wars. Hi, Editing Gabby here, just caught this. So I meant to say Finn, not Poe. So, every time I refer to Poe, I'm talking about Finn. I got their names mixed up. Sorry. Okay, bye. But if Poe from Star Wars had actually, been allowed to be a main character consistently, and wasn't just important in the first movie and then forgotten about. But anyway, yeah, Poe, if Poe was allowed to actually do stuff and be cool, like, live up to his potential. I freaking love Maximus, dude. He's so fun. He's so interesting. I like that he's allowed to cry. Like, there's not, like, so there's nothing wrong with, like, stoic characters. Like, I don't hate stoic characters. I hate stoic characters who, like, are simultaneously, like, whiny and think they're the shit. Like, I don't like smug assholes very much. Like, stoic, smug assholes, I guess. I don't really know how to describe it, but anyway. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with, like, just a stoic character in general. Like, one of my favorite characters is Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. And he's, like, the most stoic person ever. But I do like when male characters can be vulnerable. I think it's great, because men aren't just machines, you know, like, because men can cry, and they're still, and it doesn't make them like weak crybabies, like, just because, like, a man cries doesn't mean that they're any less, like, strong or cool. Like, my dad is one of, like, the, like, most badass people I know, and I've seen him cry a couple times in my life, and that never made me think less of him, like, oh, my dad's such a crybaby. He, like, we watched Paranorman in theaters, and he cried when that little girl was, like, talking about how she got, like, murdered. Like, oh, I can't believe my dad cried, like, about all this stuff. It's like, no, like, that's stupid. Like, that just means that he's a human being. Like, I am very blessed to have, like, men in my life who are emotionally intelligent. like, I'm very grateful for that. So when I see a man, in media who does let themselves, like, be vulnerable sometimes, I really appreciate that, because that's realistic. Like, not every man in the world is, like, this stoic machine who, like, buries all their emotions and, like, oh, men don't cry. It's like, that's stupid. Shut up, man. Like, what's wrong with you? Go get therapy. But yeah, and also, like, Maximus doesn't cry, like, a lot. He's not like a crybaby. But when he does, like, he cries when it would make sense for anybody to cry. Like, I think the first time he cries, that I can remember anyway, is when he's getting interrogated about, if he injured Dane, and he's like, and it looks like he might get executed if he is found guilty of this, and after he's, like, and the whole time he's like, the tears are, like, welling up, but he's not letting them fall yet, because, like, he doesn't want to seem weak in front of the people who are, like, threatening to, like, punish him, because weakness in the Brotherhood of Steel is, like, you might as well just be dead. You'd be more useful dead. But then after he's, released and, like, yeah, we're not gonna kill you, and he's left alone, that's when he breaks down a bit, and it's great. That was, like, the first time I was like, oh, okay, maybe there's a little more to this guy. Yeah, I like that Maximus is allowed to be human and feel emotions, and express those emotions. It's really great. And I love him with Lucy. I love him with Lucy a lot. I like that they're so, like, straightforward with each other. Like, it's not just like a, like, it's not like a will they, won't they, like, it's not will they, won't they hell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like them, like, oh my gosh, I think I like this girl, but I can't talk, oh no. But, like, it's not annoying. Like, they don't, like, pussyfoot around. Like, they're very straightforward. Like, the first time, like, they're, like, alone together in, like, a safe-ish place, in, like, Vault 4, Lucy's like, hey, do you want to have sex? And he's like, what? Because, of course, the Brotherhood of Steel doesn't really give you sex ed. It's, like, abstinence instead of, like, teaching you what it is. So they don't. But they're very straightforward with each other, and I like that. And then after they leave, Lucy's like, hey, do you want to come live with me in my vault? And he's... So he actually took over, like, the identity of, like, his knight, because his knight was an asshole. So he let him die and took his armor. And he, like, kind of took over his name so that nobody would kind of realize that the guy that he let die didn't die. But, so yeah, he had been calling himself Titus. So when Lucy was like, hey, I really trust you, do you want to come live in my vault with me? He's like, okay, I have to tell you the truth. My name is not Titus, it's Maximus, and I let this guy die because he was threatening me. And at first I was kind of, like, bracing myself, like, okay, here we go, here's the third act breakup, she's gonna act all scandalized, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you, you're not the man I thought you were. But no, I was delightfully surprised when Lucy was like, hey man, I just threw acid in an innocent guy's face. This place does crazy things to you. Anyway, do you want to live in my vault? Like, she isn't even phased. Like, she just kind of, she listens and she processes it, and she's like, dude, I don't give a shit. Like, and it's so good. And then he's like, yeah, I do want, he's like so relieved, and he's like, yeah, I do want to live in your vault. And it's so good. And then, man, and then the very finale, when they finally get reunited after being separated the whole season, Lucy's kind of freaking out. She's like, oh my gosh, I just started a war. I could have stopped this. And he's like, yeah, well, it's okay. It's just kind of how the world is. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. And then he holds her hand, and it's so good. It's so cute. I love them. And also, okay, so he and Thaddeus were, like, traveling together, with the Cold Fusion, and Thaddeus wanted to sell it, and Maximus was like, no, we're gonna give it to a good person. And Thaddeus was like, name one good person. And his immediate response is Lucy, with like his little smile, and it's so good. Also, I love that scene in general, not just for like, oh, he loves Lucy, but because it's so interesting, because I think it's, okay, give me a second to put my thoughts into words. I'm talking very fast because I'm very excited. Maximus and Thaddeus, in my opinion, are good people who have done bad things. Maximus especially, but also Thaddeus. Because, man, he was willing to, so he had been, running this little factory with a bunch of orphans, and he was kind of, their, boss and caretaker, and he took them all in, and it was really sweet, to me at least. It's not perfect, but it's about as good as you're gonna get out there, and then, Maximus and the other Brotherhood of Steel guy, whose name I'm struggling to remember off the top of my head, the other Brotherhood of Steel guy, is about to murder all of, the ghoul children, and Thaddeus, almost immediately, jumps in front of that guy's gun, and he's like, hey man, maybe we can work this out? So, Thaddeus, he's not perfect, but when push comes to shove, he will do the right thing, or at least what he thinks is the right thing in the moment, because he jumped in front of, a giant machine gun in front of, to protect those kids, and he knew that guy wasn't gonna listen to reason. He knew that guy was gonna kill him, but he still, jumped out in front of the gun to protect those kids, and it's just so funny, hearing him and Maximus debate talk about good people, and it's you are good people. Maximus especially, every situation he gets into, almost every situation he finds himself in is because he's a good person. It's the result of him doing good things, trying his best to be a good guy. Going back to, that incident with the ghoul kids, he kills the guy who was about to kill all those kids and Thaddeus, and so he goes back to the Brotherhood, with the intention of killing, Quintus, who is, kind of his adoptive father figure-ish, and he clearly does not want to do it. This is, one of the other times where he cries, because he doesn't want to kill him, but he also knows that, it's pretty much the only thing he can do to keep the wasteland safe, because he's realized that the people he's idolized his entire life are not the good guys. He's not on the good guy team. The Brotherhood of Steel are assholes. So, when he's, aiming his gun at that guy, at Quintus is like, so what's your plan after you kill me? And Maximus, kind of breaks down a bit, and he's like, I don't have a plan. I never have a plan. Stuff just keeps happening. Almost all of that stuff is the result of him trying his best to do the right thing. It's so good, man. I think it's kind of sad also, they're so, he and Thaddeus are so, focused on the bad things that they've had to do to survive, that they don't even realize that they are also good people. It's not just Lucy who's a good person, they're good people too. And, Thaddeus, my goat, his arm, falls off right as they're about to go fight a bunch of death claws, and he doesn't give up. He's just crap, my arm fell off. Well, let's go fight, guys. He doesn't run away. He still wants to help. And he only doesn't when he's told explicitly, no, you're gonna be in the way. And then when Maximus is fighting the Deathclaws one-on-one and it looks like he's not doing very well, he gives up, all of his money to try and convince the people of New Vegas to help fight the Deathclaws. It doesn't work, but, because it doesn't work, he doesn't just give up. and let Maximus, like, fight things alone. He gets on a roof, with his little sniper rifle, and he uses his freaking foot to help aim. Like, he's reloading one-handed and aiming with his foot. He is not giving up, and I love that. And neither does Maximus. Maximus doesn't give up either. Like, every time he's in a fight, no matter how outmatched he is, no matter how, like, hurt and, like, beat down he is, he always gets back up. Like, it's like Spider-Verse, you know, like, when everyone's punching Miles to the ground, it's like, the most important rule of Spider-Man is no matter how many times you get knocked down, you always get back up, and Maximus always gets back up, and it's always so good. Like, not every time not every time is, like, made out to be, like, super hype. Like, sometimes it's just, that's who he is. And I love that. He never gives up. Like, even when it's obvious that he's not going to win, he will always continue to fight. Like the Deathclaw scene especially was, like, the biggest, like, show of that. Like, after his power armor, like, just breaks down, and there's, like, still a lot more Deathclaws, like, he's not gonna win this fight. Like, he's stuck in his power armor. So he literally, he doesn't just lie down and, like, let the Deathclaws take over the town. He gets out of his armor, completely exhausted, and he picks up a freaking roulette table. Was it a roulette table? It's that little round thing. Anyway, he grabs one of those as a shield and a freaking pool cue as a weapon, and he is ready to die, but he's ready to die swinging. It's so good. And then the NCR saves him, which is great, but he didn't know that they were coming. He didn't know that anyone else was gonna do anything, but he knew that he could try, and he was always going to try. And it's so fantastic. He's a little bit of an idiot, and he's a total dork, but he will never, ever give up on trying to protect people and doing what he thinks is right. And I love him. I love Maximus. He's so good. Man, he's so great. And, okay, something that kind of pisses me off, so in the fandom, I have only ever seen fan art I have never seen fan art of Maximus. I have not seen a single piece of fan art of Maximus. All I see is the Ghoul, and I get it, the Ghoul's hot, we all know this, but I've only seen fan art of the Ghoul and Lucy, usually together, and it's fine, I guess, but Maximus is right there, guys. Where is the Maximus love? Like, I need to see more of it. Maybe I just haven't seen it. Maybe it is out there. I'm sure it is, because it'd be weird if there was literally nothing, but there needs to be more. There needs to be more. Anyway. Yeah, Maximus is great. He's one of my favorite characters, which I guess isn't saying anything, because I love all the characters, but like, considering how, like, convinced I was gonna hate him after, like, the first episode, I'm so delighted. I'm so delighted by Maximus. He fills my heart with sunshine. But yeah, Maximus. I love Maximus. He's so good. He's like a combination of Poe from Star Wars and Miles Morales. He's so good. He's great. I love him. I love him to death. Anyway, Lucy. I love Lucy. Lucy is great. I am so glad. So, Lucy. She seems like she should be annoying, but she really isn't. Okay, that's not entirely true. She does have her moments. There were moments where I was kind of like, girl, you're pissing me off, but, like, it was always in character. Like, she was never, like, painfully incompetent. Like, there were times, like, I was kind of like, girl, knock it off, but, like, it was always in character. It never got, like, super obnoxious. It never made me hate her. Like, the only time I can really, like, think of that made me, like, genuinely, like, annoyed was, like, in the first episode of season 2, when she's, like, not shooting the Ghoul down from, like, the noose, and she's, like, and she announces, her sniper position. She's like, hi, so we're gonna try, being diplomatic. And like, it's like, girl, just shoot the fucking rope. But it also makes like 100% sense for her character, because she knows after she shoots the ghoul down, he's gonna kill all those people, and she wants to avoid any unnecessary death. So obviously she's gonna try to be diplomatic at first, and like see if they'll listen to reason. And then as soon as she realizes that they're not able to be reasoned with, she's like, okie dokie, and she shoots him down and lets him kill all those people. I think it's good. It annoyed me, but it is also like completely in character and understandable for her to do. I like Lucy. I think she's very interesting. I like that she's not like, even though she's sheltered, she's not stupid. Like, she's willing to do what she needs to do to keep things moving, to get stuff done. She just doesn't like killing people if she can avoid it. Like when she had to cut off that guy's head, she took a second to kind of process what she was about to do. She was like, oh man, I don't want to do that. But then she was like, well, okie dokie, and then she did it. And then when the ghoul was like, gotta make some ass jerky, and she's like, okay. So then she did it. She didn't want to, but she cowboyed down and did it. It's good. Like, she does what she needs to do, and she doesn't like whine about it. And she's like, oh no, I don't want to do that. She's like, well, okay. And it's great. Like initially you might kind of think that she's gonna be like a really annoying kind of like, oh, she's, I've seen allegations that Lucy's a Mary Sue, and that is completely incorrect. Like, she doesn't, like, a Mary Sue implies that she's always right, and she always wins every fight she's in, and she's so overpowered. Wow, crazy. But, like, she's literally not. She loses quite a few fights, and she's not always right. Like, the show explicitly goes out of its way to prove her wrong most of the time. Like, I'm not gonna say she loses almost every fight, because I don't remember every single fight she's in, but she loses quite a few times. Like, just because she's not, like, this helpless damsel in distress, like, just because she's competent doesn't mean she's a Mary Sue. Like, that's so stupid. Anyway, I'll get more into that when I talk about the fandom. Delightful! Anyway, but yeah, Lucy's good. I like Lucy a lot. I liked all the stuff with her dad this season. Like, Hank McClane, Hank is such an interesting character. Hank is who I think about Hank was who I was thinking about when I was saying, I'm glad that almost no character in the show is, like, pure evil and that's it, and they have nothing else going for them. Because he's a bad guy, obviously. Like, he blew up an entire town with his wife inside, just 'cause he was feeling salty about it. But at the same time, like, it's so painfully obvious that he genuinely does love Lucy. Like, it's not just like a superficial, like, oh yeah, you're like my daughter, so I guess I have to love you. But it's like, he doesn't, like, his love for her doesn't feel fake or like manipulative. Like, he is manipulative, but like, his love for her is genuine, if that makes sense. Like, he's a bad guy, but like, but when he got Lucy back, my immediate thought was, oh my gosh, he's gonna put one of those boxes in her neck and make her forget about all the bad stuff he's done. Which I guess it did kind of end up happening. But he didn't do that immediately. He tried very hard to, like, kind of make her see his perspective, because he genuinely thought he was doing the right thing, by, like, brainwashing all those people. Because then it's, like, a debate between what's more important, free will or peace. And he's very solidly on the side of peace. And, like, when he talks to Lucy, he's not talking like some maniacal villain, like, yes, join me, and let's rule the world, and, like, completely take all these people's free will. He's like, when he talks to Lucy, he's talking the way, like, a dad would talk to his kid, like, that he hasn't seen in a bit. Like, he's, like, talking about, like, their book club and, like, oh my god, like, hey, did you finish this book we were reading together? I want to talk to you about it. And then, like, he's talking about, like, things, like, from her childhood, and he's like, oh my gosh, do you remember when you were, like, 6, and then we had, like, these potato batteries, and you would run around with your little flashlight? Like, he's genuinely so happy to see her. And even when he does, like, turn on her and, like, try to, like, put the chip in her, it's after he feels like he doesn't have any other option. Like, she's trying to destroy everything that he's been building to try and fix the world. So from his perspective, it's a necessary evil. But even when it's happening, even when he's, like, called this guy to, like, restrain her so that they can, reprogram her brain or whatever, he is, like, on the verge of tears the whole time. Like, he's not smiling maniacally or, like, looking on coldly without any emotion. He looks like he's about to cry. Like, he does not want to do it. And then he gets shot in the ass by Cooper, which is a really cute callback to, like, because, like, at the beginning, and, like, after, like, that first episode of the second season, ow, falling over, ow, sorry, because, like, after, like, Lucy shoots him down, she's exclusively shooting people in, like, the kneecaps and the butt, and he's like, I know you think you're being helpful shooting people in the kneecaps and the ass, but you're wasting time. But then, he shoots Hank in the ass. It's funny. Anyway, so he gives Lucy a gun, and he's like, well, if it was up to me, I would have killed you, but it's not up to me. Here you go, kid. You figure it out. Yeah, and then Lucy, like, takes him out back, like, out of the little base, and she tries to get answers from him, and instead he erases his own memory, which is a dick move, but at the same time, it's really sad. Not for him, because who cares about him? It's really sad for Lucy. Like, I almost I came very close to crying at this part. I don't handle stuff with parents well. Like, yeah, it's like, if you want to make me cry, just have something sad happen involving a parent character. I'm pretty easy, but, yeah, it made me very sad for Lucy. But yeah, Hank is such an interesting character. Like, they're all very interesting, but Hank especially. I like that he, despite everything, genuinely does love Lucy. But yeah, anyway, Hank is interesting. I love Lucy. I love Maximus. I love Cooper. I love Thaddeus. And I love Norm. I love Norm a lot. I kept seeing people who said, like, the Norm subplots were boring and that they hated it and that no one, I saw like a lot of people saying, like, nobody cares about the Norm stuff. Can we skip that? Nobody cares about the Vault stuff. And it's like, I care. Like, I think it's interesting. I think it's cool. Yeah, like, all the stuff with Norm was super interesting. Like, in the first season, like, with him, like, figuring out, like, what's going on, like, kind of, like, I don't know if, like, spy stuff is the correct term, but I can't think of a better word, so I'm gonna use that. Like, the spy stuff. Like, sneaking around and figuring things out. I liked that. And now, him on the surface with all those Vault-Tec people, and then they all died, except for his little girlfriend character. What was her name? I think her name was Diane, or Diana. I think it was Diane. Anyway, I liked him with her, also. That was very cute. I like Diane, too. Just like her in general was very cute. I liked her, and I liked her interactions with Norm. Yeah, it's so good. It's delightful. I don't have a lot to say about Norm other than I think he's really cool, and I think whenever it switches to him, I think is when things get, like, interesting in, like, a more unique way, because, like, it's like it's slightly more grounded than, like, the Ghoul. Like, being a cowboy and trying to find his family that's been missing for 200 years, and Lucy and Maximus like taking on these factions. Norm is just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. And it's great. Stephanie. So I actually I don't really know a lot about the Enclave. Because I don't think they're in Fallout 4. They could be, and I just missed them. And I didn't beat Fallout New Vegas, because I ran out of time, unfortunately, and I don't remember ever bumping into them. I mean, I could have, and I just don't remember, because it's been months at this point, because I played it in September. But anyway, so I didn't really know much about the Enclave, but from what I've gathered, it's like an evil scientist cult. It's kind of like the Brotherhood of Steel, but focused on like science experiments rather than military. I could be wrong. Anyway, I'm probably wrong. If I am wrong, correct me, politely, please. But anyway, the Enclave. I'm very curious about all that stuff. I know that the forced evolutionary virus, or at least if my memory is correct, the forced evolutionary virus is how we get super mutants. So, I'm very curious. So, does that mean that everybody in Vaults 32 and 33 are going to turn into super mutants? Or are they going to, like... Because I think that'd be kind of funny. I'm sure that I'm sure that it would be a little more serious in the show, because, like, that's body horror. Like, you're just, like, a normal person, and then, like, your body, like, forcefully, like, randomly, like, transforms into this giant hulking creature. So it'd probably be scary, but it'd also be a little funny, because they're, like, so polite. It'd just be a funny, I think dichotomy is the right word. Is that the right word? I don't know. But, anyway. Yeah, I'm not sure. But, yeah, I'm not 100% sure where it's going, but I like that I don't know. And I don't know what's going on with Thaddeus. So I saw some people saying that he's turning into a centaur, but I don't know what that is, because, to my knowledge, they weren't in either of the games I played. At least I never ran into one. So before I saw that theory, my initial thought, after, like, it was obvious that he's not a ghoul, my initial thought was, like, is he turning into a super mutant? What is that? I have no evidence for this. That was just, like, my initial thought. But, yeah. Anyway. The Enclave. They're the big bad guys, from what I can tell. They're the other player at the table that Mr. House was talking about. Also, Mr. House. So I was very proud of myself, because I actually predicted the body double thing. That was the one thing I accurately predicted. And I didn't write it down, so I have no evidence, but while we were watching the show, the first time that they showed the real Mr. House, I was like, wait, is that House? Because, like, he looked significantly more like House and sounded significantly more like House than the guy in the boardroom meeting who was supposedly Mr. House. But then I was like, no, it can't be, because that guy's Mr. House. I was like, oh, that guy, that motherfucker, he would have body doubles. He would. And then, like, his freaking when he's like, just like the way he talks, it's so obvious. So it's not really that cool that I predicted it accurately, but that I accurately predicted that he was the real Mr. House. But I was still proud of myself. I needed a win after completely guessing wrong that Yes Man was gonna be there. I'm still a bit sad that we didn't get to see Yes Man, but we got to see Victor, and I was really happy about that, because I love Victor too. So I got my Securitron fix. Wasn't the one I was hoping for, but hey, Victor's cool too. I love Victor. And yeah, also, the uranium fever sequence was absolute peak. I was grinning ear to ear the whole time. Like, I was baffled that was happening. I didn't know what was going on, but I was delighted, and I did not care. It was kind of funny. So I was watching it with my aunt and grandma, because I managed to get them into Fallout through this show, which was really fun, so now I have people to talk to about it that I live with. But anyway, my aunt literally turned to me after that sequence and was like, "What was that? Is that a real song?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Oh, I thought it was made for the show." I was like, "No, that's a real song." So then I sent her, like, a playlist, a Fallout playlist. Anyway, that was fun. I think those are all my thoughts on the show. When season 3 comes out, I'll probably make another video like this. But yeah, I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy. I'm delighted. It was very good, and I'm glad. I'm very happy with the ending I'm very happy with the finale. It feels very hopeful. It probably won't end well, because it's Fallout, but I can dream, okay? I can hope, okay? But yeah, those are all my thoughts on the show. Okay, so I wasn't initially I was never planning on talking about the fandom, because I didn't really know anything about the fandom until recently. So I never really participated in the Fallout community, because I never really needed to, because I had plenty of people in real life that I could talk to about Fallout. Like, I could talk to my brother, I could talk to my dad, I could talk to, like, other people I knew who had played it. But then after I moved, nobody, like, around me knew about Fallout except for my aunt's situationship. Yeah, I didn't really have anybody to talk to about Fallout anymore, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna, see if there's, like, a subreddit or something, and there probably is. And then I found out how mean the Fallout community is, or at least, I'm sure it's not everybody. I know it's not everybody. But there's a very loud part of the fandom, that is so rude to, like, anyone who likes something Fallout related that isn't just Fallout New Vegas. And I was shocked, because, so, thankfully, I did not experience any of that firsthand, because after I saw the absolute state of the fan base, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna talk to any of these people. I don't really want to anymore. Like, just, like, reading, like, some of, like, the threads on Fallout, on the Fallout subreddit, was just like, wow, y'all are kind of assholes. And, like, seeing comments under videos about Fallout and, like, posts about, like, the show, it was like, oh, Bethesda slop. It's like, I'm not the best at articulating myself. But, man, they are some of the most, like, gatekeepy, miserable people I have ever seen on the internet. Like, they're the only comment sections that I have seen on the internet that match the level of, like, conflict and, like, vitriol that I've seen in Fallout, in comment sections about Fallout, are posts about politics. Like, they're insane, dude. Like, you cannot say anything positive about something besides New Vegas without somebody going, well, New Vegas is better. New Vegas is better. It's like, yeah, we know. Who cares? Like, yeah, New Vegas is the best Fallout game. Okay, I can't say that definitively because I've only played 2 and I didn't finish New Vegas, but from what I've played, objectively, New Vegas is better than Fallout 4. But I still like Fallout 4. You can, like, both things can be true. Like, just because one thing is better doesn't mean that the other thing is bad. And also, I just want to say, there's nothing wrong with being a hater, okay? Hating on something can be fun. Like, I have a lot of fun hating on things that I dislike. The difference with the Fallout fandom, at least from everything that I've seen, is that they don't just hate the thing itself. They hate the person who likes the thing. Like, if you say that you like Fallout 4, you will get, like, so many rude people being like, you're not a real Fallout fan. You don't actually like Fallout. You like slop. Todd Howard, Meat Rider, or whatever, is like, Fallout 4 was like, it's the worst game in the franchise. It ruined Fallout. And then if you say you like the show, they're like, so you're just eating your Prime Video slop. They ruined Fallout. They changed the ghouls. Why isn't the NCR everywhere? Why? It's not exactly like New Vegas. I hate it. It's like, you are mad annoying, dude. Like, you can hate on something without being mean to the people that like it. Like, that would be, like, okay, so, like I said earlier, I don't like shooting games. I genuinely despise shooting games, because I suck at them. That would be like if I, like, stumbled upon a post from somebody saying, like, oh my gosh, I love this game where I shoot stuff. What's a shooting game? Oh yeah. I love Fortnite. I love Call of Duty. That would be like if I saw a post like that, and then in the comments I was like, I hate that. You should play a real video game. Why don't you play Inscription? You don't actually like video games. Like, and for people who don't play video games, like a more simple example would be like if you said, I like my pizza with bacon, and then I came up to you and was like, you don't like, that's garbage. The only good pizza is pepperoni pizza. How dare you? You don't actually like pizza. You just like garbage. Like, that's how the Fallout fandom is. At least from what I've seen. Not everybody. Just a very loud portion. I'm sure it's a minority, but it's very loud. And it almost made me not want to make this video anymore, to be quite frank, because I didn't want to deal with those people. Because, like, the first words out of my mouth are, oh yeah, my first game was Fallout 4 and I still like it. And it's like, oh yeah, I like the show. And I didn't want to deal with the rude people. But then I was like, I don't actually care, man. Like, it's just annoying. Like, y'all are just annoying. Like, what? Like, at a certain point, are you a fan of Fallout or are you a fan of New Vegas? Like, because, like, they seem to think that if you like anything besides New Vegas, then you're not a Fallout fan. And it's like, you only like New Vegas, so you're a New Vegas fan. You're not a Fallout fan. Relax, brother. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with liking New Vegas and not caring for any of the other games, and not really liking the show. That's valid. I don't care. I care when you're being rude to the people who do like those things. Like, that's when it's ridiculous. Anyway, TLDR, nothing wrong with being a hater, nothing wrong with hating on things. Just be civil to the people who do like that thing. Like, it's never that serious. As long as it's not, like, something illegal, obviously. But, like, if it's just, like, something about media, like, I don't know, man. I just let people like things. You know what I mean? Like, you can dislike something without being an asshole to somebody who does like that thing. And you can like something without being an asshole to somebody who doesn't like that thing. Like, it's just dumb. I don't, like, everybody's always fighting each other in Fallout, like, in the Fallout fandom, like, war never changes, am I right? Gracious. Anyway. Yeah, but I felt the need to talk about it, because it's been bugging me. It's been bothering me. Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about the games that I have played, the games themselves. So, I already kind of talked about most of what I had to say about New Vegas earlier, which is that it's very good, and objectively it is the best Fallout game, at least from what I played of it. The story is significantly more interesting than the main storyline in Fallout 4. And I'm saying this as somebody who adores Fallout 4. Like, that was my first Fallout game, and I still love it to death. I still adore it. Like, if I'm gonna play a Fallout game, to be quite honest, I'm usually gonna play Fallout 4. I'm just, because Fallout 4 is such a comfort game. Like, my favorite thing to do, or at least when I had a console that I could play it on anyway, my favorite thing to do when I was, like, not having a great day is I hop on Fallout 4, I turn on the little immortality mod, I grab my favorite companion, and I just wander aimlessly with the radio turned up all the way. And it's fantastic. I love just exploring the Commonwealth because it's so huge, and I always find something new, and it is a delight. It's absolutely delightful. I do end up doing like some of the same things. Like, so my personal favorite companions are Nick Valentine, Codsworth, and Hancock, and obviously Dogmeat. So I always end up doing the getting Nick Valentine back quest, and the Good Neighbor heist, so that you can unlock Hancock as a companion. And yeah, I kind of just swap between those four, and I just wander. They call me the Wanderer. I don't know if this is a hot take. I mean, it probably is, because everything's a hot take when you're talking about Fallout. I like the Fallout 4 radio more than I do the New Vegas radio, because I don't know if I just got unlucky, but whenever I turned on the New Vegas radio, it was only 3 songs. It was only ever 3 songs. It was only ever Johnny Guitar, The Big Iron on His Hip, which is a good song. I was always happy when that song came on. Or, Do Right, the song from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I know it's an actual song, but whenever it came on, I was like, Jessica Rabbit, wow. But yeah, I don't know if I just got unlucky, but it was only ever those 3 songs, and it was usually Johnny Guitar. Like, one time I had Johnny Guitar play like twice in a row, and I was like, dude, I don't think I can do this anymore. I loved the Big Iron song, but Johnny Guitar played so many times. I felt like I was being, like, waterboarded. Like, it made me not like the song anymore, which sucks because it's a good song. I never got to hear the spurs, that I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. I never got to hear that song in the game, and I was so upset, because everyone was always talking about, like, oh, your spurs are jingle jangling. And I was like, I want to hear that song, and it never came on. So I don't know what was up with my radio, but it only ever played Johnny Guitar, and if you were lucky, you got Big Iron. If you were really lucky, you got Big Iron. And Big Iron is fantastic. I love that song. But the Fallout 4 radio has significantly more variety, at least whenever I've played it. Like, again, maybe I just got unlucky, but I don't know, man. And also, another hot take, I like Travis more than Mr. New Vegas. I need to specify. I like anxious mess Travis more than I like Mr. New Vegas, because Mr. New Vegas is very good. But at the end of the day, he's kind of just a radio host. Like, he's kind of what you would expect with a radio host. And there's nothing wrong with that. I like Mr. New Vegas, but Travis is more interesting because he makes me laugh. Cause like between songs he'll just kind of like ramble a little bit and be like, oh man, this is that song, and then randomly he'll scream like, we're all gonna die. It's really funny. So I've only ever done the Confidence Man quest once, and I was so disappointed that he just became like a generic radio host that I no longer do it. Which I know it's probably kind of an asshole move to just kind of let him fester in his anxiety because it amuses me, but I don't care. But yeah, anyway. I like Fallout 4 quite a bit. New Vegas is obviously peak. Also, so in New Vegas, with Fallout, I would always get the Black Widow perk, because why not? Like, it just makes you stronger against men, and you have more of a chance to, you just have an advantage against men. It's like, why not? And then in New Vegas, I also got the Black Widow perk, and I also got the lesbian perk. I don't remember what it's called, but it basically lets you flirt with girls. It's basically just the Black Widow perk, but gay. And I was like, ooh. So I got, and my brother never got either of those, at least to my knowledge. So when he was watching me play, I was kind of just breezing through everything because I had really high charisma, plus those perks that made me have an advantage when it came to both men and women. So I was kind of just breezing through like every like conversation. Like I managed to like get into places and like convince people to just kind of let me do things for free. And he was like, man. But then I found Benny, and I was fully prepared to go out in a blaze of glory because New Vegas does not have the immortality mod. So I was fully prepared to just die. So I went up to Benny and I was like, I was about to just like kill him straight up. But then there was a little icon that said Black Widow option. I didn't say that explicitly, but that's what it was. And my brother and I looked at each other and we were like, wait, what's this? And so I flirted with Benny. And my brother just had this very like focused look on his face the whole time, like he was like locked in, like, because he'd never seen that before, because you can't do it if you're a dude. So he was kind of like, wait, you can do this? So I seduced Benny. So you had the option to sleep with him, so that he would let his guard down and then you can kill him in his sleep, or not. You have the option to do either. So, I decided to do that because I was like, oh, it cannot be this easy, and I was like, dude, is this actually gonna work? And he was like, I don't know, man, I'm scared. So I clicked the sleep with Benny option, fully expecting it to just cut to black, and then, like, you have the option to kill him. And it was that. But also, that you got to hear Benny talking the whole time. Like, you got, like, a black screen cutscene, and he was such a dork. Like, my brother and I were, like, freaking out. We were like, no way! He was talking like such a dork, and it was so funny that I genuinely almost spared him purely because of how funny it was. But I ended up killing him anyway. And then, after the screen goes back from black, he just ragdolls on the bed. And it's really funny. And then you get Yes Man, which is, it was an incredible series of events. Like, I went in expecting to, like, die in a blaze of glory, and then I seduced the guy and killed him immediately, with no repercussions, no consequences, just, yeah, he's dead now, I'm in charge, I got Yes Man. Well, and my brother was freaking out, he's like, you can just do that? I had to, like, kill everybody in the place. And it was so funny. But, yeah, New Vegas is absolutely delightful. And then I killed Mr. House I don't know why, but it was, like, actually really easy. Maybe I don't know, maybe I just got really lucky. It was making up for my bad luck with the radio by making it really easy to kill Mr. House. So, I told Mr. House that hey, I'm gonna kill you now. So then I ran past his guards, and then I just killed him, and I came back, and everything was fine. And then I uploaded Yes Man, and then we took over the world together. Well, we didn't actually get to take over the world together, because I ran out of time, because I had to move, but we eventually would have taken over the world together. Yeah, it was just so fun. I think the last thing I was doing was, I was talking to the Kings, because I love the Kings, and, I got the dog. I got Rex. I think the dog's name is Rex. I got the robot dog, and I was about to take him to go get, repaired, and then that's the last thing I was doing. So yeah, New Vegas, absolutely delightful. If you are able to play it. Fallout 4 is also very fun if you're down to just kind of explore. Not that the main storyline is bad, like, I actually kind of enjoyed the main storyline. It just isn't nearly as interesting as New Vegas. But New Vegas is, like, insanely interesting, so, like, that's not... But, anyway. Yeah, dude, there was, like, one thing in... I remember explicitly there was, like, this one thing in, like, the main quest of Fallout 4 that, like, I had to, like, kind of sit down for a second. Well, I was already sitting down because I was playing a video game, but, like, you know what I mean. Like, I had to take a second. So I went with the railroad route because they seemed the most in line with my personal, like, what I think is right. Aside from the Minutemen, but I just didn't like the Minutemen quests because I didn't really like settlement building. So I didn't side with the Minutemen because of that. I did end up becoming the general, but it took not for the main quest line. Anyway, so I went with the railroad. And their whole thing is, like, they help synths who are basically just people, but they happen to be robots. But they're fully sentient, and they can, like, feel pain and stuff. Like, they're virtually indistinguishable from a person. And my personal thing is, if a thing is fully sentient, then it should be treated as such. Like, it shouldn't be treated like it's not sentient, if that makes sense. Detroit become human, basically. So I went with the railroad anyway. And there's this one part where where your base gets attacked, where the railroad base gets attacked, and one of the people in the railroad, I'm sure there's more than one, but one of the people in the railroad, her name is Glory, I think. It's either Glory or Gloria, and she's a synth. So, and she ends up dying in that fight. And you find her right before she dies, like she's on the verge of death. And her last words to you are, "Why isn't there a light?" Because she doesn't have a soul, so there's not going to be a light at the end of the tunnel for her. She's just going to shut down. And that punched me in the gut. I had to take a second. And I was like, damn, dude. Like, wow. Like, I wanted to, like, reload my save purely to try and see if I can save her. But I ended up not, because I hadn't saved in a while and I would have to do, like, a bunch of shit. But yeah, it was just... I think it is well written. I think it is well written. It's not nearly as interesting as New Vegas, but it's also not, like, bad by any means. At least not in my opinion. And yeah, I think it's good. Also, I will say, the one thing about Fallout 4 that I have very conflicting feelings on is Nuka-Cola World. So, I have seen people say that Nuka-Cola World is great, but I've also seen people say that Nuka-Cola World is the worst DLC ever. And I can see both sides of that. So, Nuka-Cola World, I was really excited to go there, because my brother, I saw my brother, playing in Nuka-Cola World, and I was like, ooh, where's that? And he was like, oh yeah, I can show you next time you play. So he showed me how to get there. And I got through like, the death maze. I ended up sending, I was traveling with Hancock, and I ended up sending him home because he kept dying, and I didn't have enough stim packs to, like, keep reviving him, and I felt bad, so I was just like, how about you sit this one out, hun? Like, how about you just go home? It's fine. So I explored Nuka-Cola World, and I took out the big boss guy, and I was getting really hyped. I was like, this is gonna be so epic, and then it's just, you have to clear out all these places. And it's like, oh, okay. And some of the places are fun to clear out. Like, the kitty part was really fun, because you went through, like, a fun house, and there was, like, this magician ghoul who, like, literally magic, and then you get, like, a sword from him, which is really fun. Because I use exclusively melee, because I'm terrible at shooting in video games. So I got his badass sword, and I was like, oh yeah, this is sick. So that part was really fun. But then there's also this the sci-fi area, I think that's what it is, and it's overrun with robots, and I was so bored that entire time. I was dying, man. I was dying. And then there's another quest that isn't related to the main story of Nuka-Cola World, but you can find this little cult of people that want to go to space. And you have to get them spacesuits from a ride in that area. So I did, and it was painfully tedious, but I did it. And the tedium was paid off, in my opinion, because when you get them their spacesuits, they go to this junkyard where there's a spaceship, and it's like a spaceship ride. It's not a real spaceship, but they're convinced it's a real one. So they go in it, and it spins them around, and then they just die. And it caught me so off guard that it was really funny. There's that Fallout dark comedy. It was so out of left field. I was just expecting it not to work, and then they would be sad about it. But no, they just exploded. It was crazy. Anyway, and there's also another little area that my brother didn't even know about in Nuka-Cola World. It was way out in the outskirts. So I was exploring the outside of the park, because I like to explore, as I've mentioned. So I was exploring the outskirts of the park, and I found a haunted house, and I was really excited because it seemed like it was basically Fallout's version of the Haunted Mansion. And if you know anything about me, you know I love the Haunted Mansion. It's not like I have 5 videos about it. But I was hyped, and it was really fun. It was so good. Because it literally was just the Haunted Mansion, but Falloutified. And, you got to kill stuff in there. And then, when you get up to the attic, there actually is a ghost. I saw, out of the corner of, my field of vision, there was, a little girl kind of, running off to the side, and then when I looked to where she should be, it was just a wall, and I was like, dude, that's so sick. But my brother wasn't there when I did that, and he didn't believe me that it existed, so I told him where to find it. I don't know if we ever did go there, but anyway, yeah, that was cool. And yeah, so Nuka-Cola World has a lot of tedious, really painfully boring quests, but it also has some gems, so I don't think it's completely worthless, but it is also very frustrating if you're trying to do the actual story. So yeah, I usually just end up killing the raiders. I have tried to help them out, but the quests are so tedious that I end up just kind of losing my patience, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna be the good guy now, and I just kill all of them. But yeah, not a completely worthless experience, but if you're trying to be the bad guy, like the quest kind of wants you to, it can be painful. It can be a struggle. Yeah, and I'm saying this as somebody who plays with a mod that doesn't make it so that I can die. I can't even imagine how annoying that whole thing would be if you could die. Dude, especially that freaking robot area, dude. There's so many. It's awful. But yeah, it's still fun. There are still fun parts. But anyway, Nuka-Cola World. And yeah, I can't really think of anything else to say other than I really love Fallout. I love both games that I've played relatively equally for different things. If I want a good story, I'm going to New Vegas. But if I want to just walk around with the characters that I like, I go to Fallout 4. And I'm sure that if I had been able to explore New Vegas a bit more, I would have found a companion that I could have had with me. Because every character, I was struggling to I only ever found characters that I liked who weren't companionable, like Victor. I wanted Victor to be a companion so bad, but he couldn't, which made me very sad. and the dog. I was about to fix the dog, but then I left, so I couldn't. The only companion character I ever found was Boone. And so funny story with Boone. So in order to get him as a companion, you have to help him avenge the person who resulted in his wife's death. And I walked around the whole little town, and I talked to everybody. And my brother was sitting with me, but he didn't tell me who the right answer was, and I didn't want him to, because I wanted to see if I could figure it out. But he did say that he would tell me if I got it right, after Boone shot them. So, I walked around, and I was very, very foolishly, I didn't investigate the environment, I just talked to everybody. And in the conversations, the person who seemed to dislike Boone's wife the most was his best friend. So I told Boone to kill his best friend, and I didn't save before that because I was so confident in it. And I didn't save until after the guy was killed, and I was like, nah, I'm all in for a penny, in for a pound. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, because I was convinced I was right. And so afterwards, I turned to my brother and was like, did I get it right? And he was like, oh no, you got it completely wrong. It's the lady who runs the motel. And I was like, oh, okay. And I did not have enough charisma to convince Boone that I picked the correct person, so he shot me. And so after it reloaded, I was just like, I'm not gonna talk to Boone. I'm just gonna go. And so I just went, and I got to New Vegas, and I just kind of avoided going back to Boone until my charisma was high enough for him not to kill me. And then after I got my charisma up, he was like, wow, thanks for helping me. And I was like, no problem, and I felt so bad, that I convinced him to kill his best friend for no reason, that I ended up not having him as a companion, because I knew I was just gonna, feel bad every time I looked at him, man, I can't believe I did that. So yeah, I never had a companion the whole time. But yeah, if I had more time to play it, I probably would have found somebody, because I know for a fact now that there's one character that I really would have loved to have met. His name's Raul, and he seems so fucking cool. He's like a ghoul, gunslinger guy, and he seems so badass, dude. I've seen a couple videos featuring him, and he seems so badass. I would have loved to have met that guy. I'm so disappointed. Anyway, and yeah, also, another time I made a big mistake and felt bad about it. So I went to, I don't remember what it's called, but it's that, super fancy high-end lounge, in New Vegas, where they're all, cannibals, but you don't know that they're cannibals. It's a secret. So I met a guy in there, and he was like, hey, I'm looking for my son, and I was like, okay, dude, I'll help you find your son. So I found his son, but I did not have nearly enough healing items, because I was not prepared, because I was expecting, a talking mission, I wasn't expecting a shootout, but I made mistakes, and it ended up becoming a shootout, and the guy and his son died. I kept reloading and trying to fix it, but I was stuck. There was literally nothing I could do, and I was so disappointed because I really liked that guy. I don't remember his name now, because it's been months, like I said. But I liked him a lot, and it was the first human character that I actually cared about, and I was like, man, fuck, I'm so upset. And I was very upset. So, yeah, oh, and I liked gambling quite a bit. I liked the gambling part. I lost all my money to a slot machine once. Not literally all my money, but all the money that I had put into some chips. I lost all of it to a slot machine, and I was, very annoyed. So then I went over to the blackjack table, and I guess the universe was, making it up to me for, all like the shitty things. And I won like 4 times in a row. I had so much money by the end of it. Oh, I had a disgusting amount of money by the end of that. And my brother was like freaking out the whole time, like, "What? Dude!" Like, I was on a hot streak, dude. It was very fun. It was really funny. Like every time I played a card, I was expecting to lose, and like I would win, and like we would both freak out, like, "Oh my gosh!" But yeah, New Vegas fun, Fallout 4 fun, Fallout good. The end. Well, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. I would really appreciate it. And subscribe if you would like to. Next week for Valentine's Day, this one's a long time coming if you've been around a while. I'm finally going to be making that Fictional Crushes collaboration with fellow YouTuber Strawberry Stab Wound and my friend Mushroomy, which is going to be very fun, and you might see a lot of repeated opinions about Fallout in that video from me, so look forward to that. And yeah, I hope you have a great night, day, or whatever time it is where you are.